Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing great. If this is your first time tuning on to Electronics with Professor Mughal, please look at some of the latest videos, and if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. A couple of months ago, I received an email which actually landed in my spam folder, and while I was looking for an important email, I found this email from EIM Technology. It's a Canada-based tech company that offers services to promote STEM education. If you haven't heard about this company, please click on the link below and you can find a lot of products they have to offer, and they are great for any engineering student. Believe it or not, you can have your own engineering lab in your school bag without breaking the bank. For a few $100s, you can get a portable power supply, a digital multimeter, and a handful of components, all what you need in order to perform a bunch of science experiments. And this is great, especially in times of pandemic when most of the engineering education is happening online. Now, before I get started, I want to mention that I have not been paid to do this. They wanted me to use some of these products in my classroom, and the reason for that is I can teach students engineering concepts, some laws and principles without having to take big, fatty and bulky power supplies and function generator with long cords and cables into the classroom. So in this video, we are going to unpack what they sent me and explore the capabilities and features of some of these products. Now, what I'm going to talk about in this video is not all what they sent me. So we are only going to focus upon the power supply, multimeter, and then what is inside this bag. So without wasting much time, let's get started. And like I said, I'm not being paid to do this, so I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to start off by unpacking the digital multimeter. So let's see what is inside. It comes in nice packaging and it's very compact. It's very small in size. It roughly weighs around 135 grams. Just like any other multimeter, it is powered by two AAA batteries. And this is a rotary switch right here. Before I explain, let me just pull the cords also. Let me put this aside right here. And the good thing I noticed about these cables is they have these alligator clips. I like alligator clips, and so this is great. Also, they have got this protective caps on these leads also, which is a nice feature. So very high quality cables right here. Let's move on to the multimeter itself. So this is the rotary switch right here. I'm gonna switch it to the voltage mode. On any given range, it can display number 4000. Those of you who are not aware, what does that mean? 4000 count is basically a way to measure the resolution of a multimeter. So say if you're trying to measure, those of you who are beginner, if you're trying to measure the voltage and the voltage is like say 2 volts, because it's 4000 count, it's going to display 2000. So you're actually looking at a resolution of 0.001, which is pretty standard and nice. It can measure DC and AC voltages up to 600 volts with an accuracy of 0.5 and 1%. It can also display voltmeter readings in millivolts also. You can also measure a resistance up to 40 mega ohms, which is again pretty high. On this mode, you can also measure discontinuity. This button right here on the top left is a selection button. So this is measuring resistance. This is now going to look at the continuity of the diode. And then also you can measure capacitance up to 4 millifarad. Yeah, so similarly over here, if I move the rotary switch back to voltage, and if I press this button select right here, it actually toggles between AC, frequency, and then DC. Okay? You can also measure frequency up to 10 megahertz, which is again great, fantastic. Let's move on to the next. One good thing about this multimeter which I like, it can also measure the temperature. And it can measure the temperature from -30 degrees centigrade up to 1000 degrees centigrade, which is great again. And again, I can toggle between centigrade and Fahrenheit scale by choosing this button right here. So if I press this button, this is 76 degrees Fahrenheit, this is 24 degrees centigrade, this is room temperature. And CV, this is a no input voltage mode. So it has this option. It's got this built-in beeping sensor. If I take this multimeter close to an AC voltage, as soon as it sends the AC voltage, it will start beeping. And stronger the AC voltage, or the stronger the forces, the higher frequency at which it starts beeping. Then it can also measure AC and DC current up to 10 amps with an accuracy of around 1.2 and 1.5%. Very standard. And again, this is for, I can toggle between DC and AC currents using this selector button. You have this hold button. If I hold it for a couple of seconds, it basically turns the light on. And if I hold it for a couple of seconds again, the light goes off again. So I'm gonna keep it on over here. Also, one thing that you notice over here at the bottom of the multimeter, it says True RMS. True root means square responding multimeter. These multimeters are great and they provide high accuracy readings, especially for AC. And they basically means that they have this capability to measure the heat potential of the applied voltage. So they produce high accuracy reading. And then you got this is for the red terminal, goes in here. This is brand new, I haven't basically taken the stickers off. And so when you are measuring the voltage, current, frequency, diode continuity, you need to have your red cable plug in here. And then if you are, yeah, that's right, take the cap off, and then this goes over here, right? And then the black will go over here. There you go. Okay, the common. So again, like I said, it's very compact, very small, probably the size, you know, of a, it's actually like an iPhone 3 maybe, you know, and it comes with a 1-year warranty. So this is great, fantastic. Let's now move on to the power supply, the portable power supply. And again, I just loved it because it's pretty small, compact, and comes in nice packaging. It comes with cables. It has a battery that goes at the back of this portable power supply, and you can actually charge it using a 5-volt, you know, cell phone charging cable, and it typically takes around 2.5 hours to charge it. Here's an on and off button right here. If I press this button, it displays the voltage. This is the front of it. Here you can also output 5 volt using these cables right here. So if I plug in right here, and then these have these elevator cables on the other side, I can provide 5 volts right here into my Arduino or Raspberry Pi or something like that. On the other side, I can actually use these cables right here to recharge the battery of this power supply. So this goes right here. The other end of the cable just goes into a power outlet, uses cell phone adapter, and plug it in there. And it typically takes about 2.5 hours to fully charge it. Here's the battery right here. And these two metal, you know, things that you see over here, they will just directly go on top of the breadboard. And I'm going to show you how it works. So here I have a circuit, and I just need to apply positive 5 volts to it. I can adjust the voltage of this power supply. There's a screw right here. There's a screw right here. I can just adjust the voltage of it by rotating this thing right here. And as you can see, it's actually increasing. Okay. I need to set it to 5 volts. There you go, exactly 5 volts right here. And this is a screw right here, as you can see. Okay, and it can basically generate voltage between 4 to 24 volt DC. And all I need to do is basically just plug in this thing right here. And this is already labeled. So you got this plus right here, you got this minus right here. If you are charging, it's going to tell you the status over here. And it looks like this is pretty much charged right now. And now, that's it. I have my circuit already plugged in with a 5 volt power supply. And this is basically an end circuit. So when both inputs are high, the LED goes on. any of the input is high, output is going to be 0. So this is something I can take in my class and show students without having to take big, bulky, fatty, like I said, power supply. So this is great. And again, this weighs around 100 grams. It comes with a 1-year warranty. This is all what you need to perform small science experiments. In addition to that, they also send me this bag right here, which has some more goodies, and that's all they have in there. Okay, so if I can just dump everything out in here, these are all capacitors, bunch of resistors, inductors, potentiometer, light bulb, sliding switch, jumper wires, and whatnot. Okay, let's do some testing right now. I am going to turn this power supply on, and we already set it to 5 volts. I hooked up the positive and the negative terminals to the breadboard right here. And what I've done, I've taken this multimeter right here. I've got the positive connected to the positive rail of the breadboard, and the negative terminal, the common, is connected to the negative rail of the breadboard. And as you can see, my readings here are 5 volts, and I am getting 4.99 volts. So it's pretty accurate, remember, the accuracy for this is plus minus 1%, so this is pretty accurate. Now this is a high-end oscilloscope plus multimeter. I have done a separate video on this, but this is a higher end, and on paper this has a higher accuracy compared to this right here. What I'm going to do, I am going to plug in the cables of this multimeter to this and see our readings are close to what we have over here or not. Okay, so let's do that. So if you look at the readings, I'm getting 4.993, and over here on the multimeter I am getting 4.99 right here. So the readings were actually a pretty good match up to 2 decimal points. Obviously this has a higher resolution compared to this, but this basically just tells you that these are high quality stuff, and I strongly encourage you to get to know about these products. With this setup, I can do a bunch of engineering experimentation. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and like I said again, this is EIM Technology. I'll leave the link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until we meet next time, take care. Bye-bye.